So today's art lesson is going to be about mandalas, and you might be wondering, what is a mandala? I've put together a collection of these photos of mandalas, and if you'll notice, they all have something in common, and that thing in common is they're all sort of a circular shape. So they've got a center point that is well defined, and then it goes outward into a disc-like shape. The actual definition of a mandala is it's a translation from the language Sanskrit, which is originated from India. It's an ancient language, and mandala means circle in that language. Mandalas were actually used for meditation. What is meditation? Meditation is looking deep within into your center and kind of figuring out how you feel, calming your mind whenever you feel sad or angry. You don't need anything special to meditate. Really, all you have to do is close your eyes and maybe go to a quiet room and just breathe in and out. That is meditating. It doesn't have to be thinking about anything. It's about really just clearing your mind and giving yourself some space to calm yourself down, or to kind of ask yourself, who am I? And this mandala is a great way to represent that as well. So when you're doing this art, it's going to be whatever you want it to be. It doesn't have to be anything specific. It doesn't have to be any shape or color. And I'm not going to tell you what to draw. Actually, I'm going to guide you into making a mandala, but it's going to be your own. It's going to be the colors you like, the things that you feel, because sometimes art is what you feel instead of me telling you this is what it is. So we're going to look at some mandalas, which we're doing now. So here we've got a dragonfly in the center that's coming outward, and it can be that. It can be an animal or a bug or really whatever you want. It could be a rainbow even, if that's what you feel. This one is more geometric, so it's got squares and shapes. And then this one here has a dove in the center, and you can actually see around it there's a lot of symbols that they decided to use for their mandala. So like I said, it's going to be very personal to what you want it to be. I'm going to show you here in a little bit on paper how to set up the mandala, and I'm going to draw my own mandala. And no two mandalas are going to look the same. So first you're going to put a dot in the center of the paper. Just make it as close to the center as possible. Then you're going to put a dot above it and below it, to the right and to the left of it. Then I'm going to put another one on the top, the bottom, right, and left. You're making everything match as you go. Then again, the top, the bottom, right, and left. So you'll want to make sure that the dots are the same distance apart from each other. So you'll want to make it match from the top to the sides all the way to the center. Those are that far apart, and these are also that far apart. So I'm adding another row of dots, top and the sides and the bottom. So now we have almost like an X shape or a cross shape. So now you're going to start making dots that go diagonally. We have ones that are vertical and horizontal now, but you're going to start adding the dots going diagonally, and try to imagine there's a line being drawn around, because you're going to be connecting these dots later on. They're going to form a circle. So you're going to have a center circle, and then a circle around that circle, and then a circle around that, so on and so on. So I'm just imagining that I'm connecting these dots as I'm going, just to make sure that they will line up in a circle when I'm done. Now, you don't have to do this step, but if it'll help you, you can take a pencil and draw lines straight through just to help line everything up. You can also do this before you even do the dots. So if it'll help you, just do the pencil first and then put dots through your pencil lines. So now I'm taking a pink highlighter. Now you can use whatever you want. You can also only do this in pencil or a black marker. It doesn't have to be multiple colors. This is just what I picked up, and I didn't even really choose my colors. I just kind of grabbed whatever I saw first, and it ended up being pretty nice together. But I'm taking my marker and I'm just joining all of these dots together to make circles all the way around. Now you can choose to do exactly what I'm doing, or you can do whatever you feel like doing. So, and it's really important to note that I usually don't even know what I'm doing until I put the crayon on the paper. You don't have to have a plan. You could just go for it, and whatever happens is going to be good. So I first just did like a flower sort of shape, and you'll see now that these dots kind of help guide where you put everything in each section. So you can use them as points to start from, and you just keep adding stuff as you feel like it. So like I said, I don't have a plan here. I just kind of go in and do whatever I want in this center part. And I think that looks pretty nice, so I decide to go on to the next section, which is that circle around it. And I just grabbed a red color pencil, and I'm using these dots as a guide again to make these triangles. So there I've got a triangle with those dots and those dots, and I'm just doing the same thing all the way around. So now I've got 4 red triangles. So then I decided to put smaller red triangles within those triangles. Then I decided to actually make those smaller triangles black. Now, something important to keep in mind when you're doing this, balance. So if I have a lot of black in one spot and not a lot of black in another spot, then it won't look very balanced. So look at your picture as a whole and see what you need to add by looking at the colors you've already used, and see if maybe you need to use them again. Okay, so here I'm just taking a purple pen and I'm adding some little squiggly lines. And like I said, I don't have a plan still. I'm just going in and doing whatever. So I decided it needed some little black dots, so I put those in. And now I'm going to use this teal color again, and again I'm using my dots just to kind of give me some ideas of where to place everything. Then I'm adding some pink inside of those. Here I'm doing a small circle and then a circle around it, and then some lines that kind of shoot out from those circles, kind of like a sun. Now I'm coloring the outer circle pink. And then this goes back to what I was saying about balance. I looked at my picture, I realized it needed a little bit of purple. So I went in there and added some purple lines. Then I looked at my picture again and I realized maybe I needed a little bit more red. I was really feeling the red in the center where I did those triangles. So I wanted to add some more pops of red in here, and I think it really makes it stand out. Okay, then I took my black marker just to outline, and I forgot a little pink right there, so I threw it in. And I'm just taking the black marker around again and adding some lines to the other lines I already made, just to make it more bold. And as you can see, this is really starting to shape up into something pretty cool. It's really important to work one section at a time and don't get overwhelmed with the final product. Just work one circle at a time and you'll realize it's a lot easier to make the whole thing come together in the end. So then I used my dots again to make some lines, and then I did some curved lines in between those. I'm putting some dots in there. Then I think, hey, I think it needs another row of curved lines, so I just went ahead and did that on top of those. All right, and then on top of those lines that I made, I'm doing some triangles, and I'm just doing one at a time all the way around. And then I went back and I filled in those empty spaces with larger triangles. So this is a good spot to look over your picture again and see what colors maybe you need to bring into that outer portion. I thought, okay, I think I need some more pink and some more teal. Then I started going back into the sections that I had already completed just to see if there was anything I could add to make the whole thing look more balanced. And so I decided to throw some purple dots into those curved lines. And then I decided I wanted to add some more teal, so I'm putting teal lines in that section also, right above those curved lines. I wanted those circles to kind of stand out more, so I took my black and I outlined those. And then I took my marker and put little black dots in between each triangle. And here's the finished mandala. I hope you guys have fun with this, get creative, and I can't wait to see your work. Bye!